Formula 1-E arrives in Belgium for the 10th round of the 2021 championship. And with 3 rounds to go, the big news was that a load of teams had decided to bring one final upgrade to push for those final crucial positions in terms of the Drivers' and Constructors' Championship. Red Bull were one of those teams. They brought a slight upgrade to their engine, hoping that they can push their engine even close to the likes of Porsche and Mercedes powered cars. They do admit though that they got a lot more work planned over the winter in terms of their sashing as they head into the final season into 2022 of the Generation 1 cars. DS Techeetah also brought an upgrade on the aero side. Slight annoyance on Ferrari, who were hoping to break away from the DS Techeetah cars, but still the Techeetah partnership are hoping that they can close the gap on the likes of Alpine and of course the big boys Ferrari. They hope they can score a few more points than they have done as they look a nervy finish at the bottom. Alpine were also pushing for a big finish and have also brought some upgrades on their aero side. They say though that they need a little bit more work to go on the engine, and say that the power loss to the other suppliers means that they will need to improve if they are not going to be left behind in terms of performance and points. Mercedes have also brought an upgrade. Some say that's a crucial upgrade in terms that could be a decider that helps Hamilton win the World Championship, bearing in mind he is behind. Van Dorn as well is looking promising after winning the Japanese Grand Prix in the previous round, and hopes that he and Hamilton now can go on to dominate the rest of the season and get 1-2s for the team. Ferrari as well did in the end actually bring an upgrade for themselves on the aero side as well, but it looks like they've been left behind from the top 5 teams, so points in the final couple of rounds might be a struggle for the Scuderia. Leclerc, however, says that they've got big plans at Maranello over the winter, and hope by the time they come out the other side of the winter that they should be very close to the top 4. And the final team to bring an upgrade was Jaguar. Jaguar, of course, have been hyping up this upgrade for some time, but in practice it was already looking like that hype was overhyped, because the pace of the upgrade did not look like they were actually making any ground on the midfield. They were a little bit better, closer to the likes of Techeetah, but still a long way away. And Lewis Hamilton and Stoffel Van Dorn are on the front row again, as it has been for pretty much all of the races so far. Daniel Ricciardo repeats his Japanese qualifying performance. He starts in P3. Max Verstappen starts in P4. Verline, good result for him in P5. Russell, Hamilton, Vettel and Norris will be disappointed. Sergio Perez back in the top 10 for the first time in 4 races. Outside the top 10 is the other half of the grid. Sainz is quite some way away off Perez's time, but he does at least beat Leclerc. Alonso and Ocon also will look to do the one stop and jump those people in the bottom half of the top 10. With the 2 DS Techeetahs, Jaguars and Dragons running out the grid for today's Belgium Grand Prix. Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video of the F1-E 2021 mod, episode number 10 today for the Belgian Grand Prix of Season 3. If you have of course missed the previous videos of this series, I recommend going and check them out. There's a link to the playlist in the description below, and subscribe as well if you are new to the channel. See plenty more episodes of the F1-E mod, although we've only got 3 to go. We will of course be back on F1 2021 hopefully, if modding is not that, has the same restrictions as F1 2020, but we'll see. But to Belgium then, a good track for me. Can we win? That's, well, we haven't got the greatest of positions. We're only down in P7, So that's going to be a big question. Tyre strategy is going to be a 2-stop because we're in the top 10, but it's going to be I'm going to change it up. We're going to go soft, medium, soft, I think. That does allow us also the opportunity to do the soft, medium, medium should a safety car come out as well. So there's a lot of stuff we can play about with it by doing that soft, medium, soft strategy. Excuse me. So we get ready for fight for lights then for the Belgian Grand Prix, and away we go. And it's a good start, better than Russell there and Verlaine. We're going to dive down the inside of three cars, Ricciardo, Van Dorn and Verstappen. We're going to go side by side with Verstappen down the hill towards Eau Rouge. Side by side through Eau Rouge, and we cut Verstappen off. We keep our footing, and Ricciardo's going to get Verstappen as well. There's a yellow flag behind us. I don't think it's for Verstappen. We'll get a replay in that in just a moment. But here we are, replay on board with Verstappen, and he gets very close to tapping our rear end, and then he gets very close to Ricciardo at the top of Radion. And here's the yellow flag then. It was caused by Esteban Ocon, who tried to go side by side for Radion with Carlos Sainz, and he unfortunately is in the wall and out of the race. And that's going to bring out a safety car. And you know what? As I said just a couple of moments ago when we were doing the pit strategy, if there's a safety car, we might as well do it. We're doing a 2, so we might as well get this pit stop over the way. It's a little bit too early. I think we haven't been able to sort of stretch the soft tyres to their full effect, but I think we might as well just gamble with it, really. Hamilton looks a little bit too fast, and if we were to do that, then he'd probably just stretch away. This way we have a chance of getting out ahead of him when he does his stop, which might be on just 2 sets of softs, might be 2 sets of mediums, you never know, but it will be another 2 sets of mediums confirmed there on the heads-up display. So Hamilton has the lead, then from Ricciardo in second, Verstappen in third place, from Van Dorn in fourth. So you get ready then, the safety car restart on lap number 3. We've got Vettel behind us as well. He came into the pits doing the same strategy as Schumacher as well, also came in because he lost his front wing. We can't get past I think that's Seta Camara in the first of the 2 Dragons. We're going to dive down the outside of the Dragon car and move up into P16, and the Dragon car's got really no answer. They haven't brought an upgrade, one of the few teams to not bring an upgrade here, along with ourselves, McLaren and Aston Martin, and Vettel also managed to get through the Dragon car. And that, actually that was Tsunoda we went past first, because I can see the Brazilian style helmet that Seta Camara has, and we can't quite get through at that point. Can we get through in the final sector? This is where I'm fastest against the AI on this game, and we're just going to breeze past the Dragon car. Can we get this? Never mind the Dragon car. What about the Jaguar up ahead? Look at this. They got no answer to my performance. I mean, it's an easy overtake on both of them as they're going 3 wide up ahead as well. So that was a nice. Well, it was crucial we don't get stuck behind these guys. Otherwise, that could. Hamilton could come out of front, but this is exactly what we don't need. We've got Alonso, Bottas and Gasly fighting very hard. They're going side by side through every corner, and we go down to Pouon. Gasly thankfully gives us the position, but Alonso and Bottas are there's just no way to get round them. We're trying going off circuit to try and get round them, which having a look round there from Bottas, but they're still going side by side. This is great racing between the Jaguar and the Alpine car as well. Bearing in mind the Jaguar is on the soft tyres. We come through the final sector, understeer there a little bit as the Jaguar is slow off the corner, and then we've had a great run and we're just easily past both Alonso and Bottas up into P11. Crucial we don't get stuck behind the slowest cars, as I said. Next up now will be the Ferraris, as Van Dorn is in for an early stop. He's going on to another set of soft tyres, so definitely a 2-stop from Mercedes. Whether or not we'll see some 1-stoppers, the Porsches are definitely going to be interesting now, as one of them's just coming in. Ricciardo is in as well. So, and Hamilton, and there comes Hamilton, and there is ourselves, and Vettel's going to get ahead of Hamilton. So the strategy of pitting on the first lap has worked beautifully. However, Vettel, it doesn't take long. It's literally this end of the Kemmel Straight. Hamilton is back past Vettel, and he will have a net P2. But obviously, we've got Verline and Norris are both on hard tyres. They've both made their one and only pit stop as well. You see Verline making an overtake on Schumacher, who's still on those set of medium tyres there. Obviously Schumacher as well has the advantage. Retired down the inside of Carlos Sainz, who's the last man to pit off his soft tyres. He comes into the pits. It was just a fun little overtake, really. I mean, you didn't really need to do that. So now there's the end of our DRS, and we really need to focus. Hamilton is going to be right on the back of us on his fresh soft tyres. My mediums are not that fresh. They're 40% tyre wear. They're not dead, but Hamilton is going to be right up on our backside. With the performance upgrades Mercedes have brought, this might be difficult, and Hamilton is trying the switchback on us as we hits almost banging his tyre to my sidewall, and we close him off into the, I think that's the corner with no name, if I remember right. I'm not great on corner names, but move to right point on. Hamilton has a go look down the inside, but we close the door, slam shut in his face as well. Those are the two spots where I'm sort of vulnerable to Hamilton. Hamilton again though will come back at us at the end of the straight on lap number 11. He of course had DRS, which is why he's able to have a little noise. The Porsche and Mercedes engine aren't doing that much. But Vettel is in at the end of lap number 11. So Vettel trying to undercut us, maybe, I don't know, because obviously it'll be interesting to see obviously where Hamilton, if Hamilton decides to go off. I think Ricciardo will probably definitely go on. We're coming to the end of lap number 12 as was previously planned. So into the pits we come. Hamilton and Ricciardo do pit on. You can see 60% tyre wear, so the tyres are done. Van Dorn is in as well, but he's been stuck behind one of the Porsches. I think the Porsches are both doing a one stop. We'll get confirmation into that just a moment. But as we pit for our final pit stop, that's not Vettel, I think that's Russell, the first of the Aston Martin cars. So it's 2.6 second stop. There goes Vettel through turn 1, and we're out comfortably ahead. So we're up into P8. Bearing in mind we've got Ricciardo and Hamilton yet to make their final stops. But I think that's it, because Verline is up to 3rd now. Perez is in 4th, Norris 5th, and Russell is in 6th, and Verstappen as well is closing in on this lot as well. So all of this lot are going to the end of the Grand Prix, and look at that. Hamilton, is he going to come out behind us? It's going to be close. There he is on the right hand side, but he's had a slow exit, and we retain what is now P6, and this is legitimate P6, because everybody else ahead of us is doing a one stop, as Hamilton is not going to give up. Obviously we are his main championship rival. He needs to beat us today to ensure that championship he can close the points in the gap, but we close the door going through at the end of the Kemmel Straight and retain P6. But this is your race leader then, Pascal Wehrlein. He's got a huge lead over his teammate Sergio Perez, who leads. Lando Norris is in 3rd, a rare podium position considering the horrid season he's had so far, as Hamilton has to go around the outside as he tries and squeezes. We try and squeeze as he squeeze off circuit. We squeeze him to the inside and retain P6 again. Not really getting on with these medium tyres. Might have been pondered if we should have been better with the hard tyres there. As Hamilton almost had another go at us as well at the end of the middle sector, but with nothing doing there on the back straight up to the bus stop. As while Hamilton was having another go at us a little bit later on after the bus stop, Daniel Ricciardo is finally woken up in this race, and he's now got past his old teammate Sebastian Vettel, so he's up into P8. As we watch, this is the battle for the podium position then between Norris and Russell. There is Perez in 2nd place. Russell has DRS. He pulled to the left hand side, but Norris is going to block him off. The Red Bull he's got good straight line speed. So as Carlos Sainz, Ferrari having a dismal day, and well, to add more misery to them, unfortunately, their engine, Sainz's engine has failed, and that's going to bring out the safety car. So this is a chance. We're going to close up the gap, and we'll see if we can get ahead of the likes of Verstappen and Russell. As the safety car then comes in at the end of lap number 20, going on to 21. So we've got 2 laps of racing. Verline still leads from Perez and Norris. But what can we do? We're the first man on the 2-stop strategy. On those medium tyres, we should have the tyre advantage. But the cars in front are equally as fast as us. Can we have the tyre advantage? We're trying to get close to Verstappen, but we're just not closing in on him. We got Rich Mix, ERS, and it's just doing absolutely nothing in closing up to Verstappen in 5th place. Hamilton has actually got a better exit out of us and tried to get closer to us, but will Hamilton have a go into the end of the middle sector and close the door? We go wide with the understeer there, and we retain P6 for now, but we'll be able to hold on for Hamilton on the approach to P1. Hamilton's going for the inside. We're going to close the door once again, keep our foot in, and once again retain P6. As now we jump to a lap later, same place at P1. Hamilton has an up go. This time he's a little bit further ahead, but doesn't manage to get his car through, and yields the position back to ourselves. Again, Verstappen is actually, we've lost time to Verstappen. You can see here, Verstappen, that they've moved off. We just don't have the mediums don't really look at it. So it's P6 today, but the crucial thing for the championship is we beat Lewis Hamilton, which is definitely crucial in keeping ahead, even though he does outscore us by 1 point. Win, it's not that close. So we did beat him today, but Verline and Perez will be very happy with a 1-2 finish. The Porsche the one stop clearly was the way to go for those faster cars. Norris gets his first podium for Red Bull. Russell will disappoint him not to be on the podium, P4. Ourselves P6. Hamilton disappointing, P7. Ricciardo down in 8th. Vettel and Van Dorn running out the top 10. Outside the top 10 come the other half of the grid again, because they don't quite have enough pace to keep up with the top half of the grid, really. Leclerc getting being best of the rest, really, ahead of Gasly, who finished ahead of Alonso, even though he's in the slower De Cheetah car. Schumacher had a good race on that 2-stop, didn't feel too far down. He could have fallen behind one of the Jaguars as well as the tyre wear kicked in. So in the terms of the Drivers' Championship, we have a 24-point lead over Lewis Hamilton. 28 points is the maximum you can get for each Grand Prix. So with 2 rounds to go, it's still open. If we have a bad race at either Zandvoort or I think more thinking Silverstone, because I've been dreadful at that circuit, then that could be worrying. Verline of course jumps up the order with his race victory, and it's still close for that 6th place. And so in terms of the constructors, with Ricciardo, well, no points really scored really by the top 2 teams. Porsche moved back ahead of Aston Martin, but that's so close in their fight for P3. Red Bull have moved ahead of Ferrari, and the only other change really. But in terms of ourselves, if we should be good for the Constructors' Championship, unless we something seriously goes wrong, like we get Ricciardo retires, or we retire in either the final 2 races, and Mercedes get a 1-2, then that's when we could see potential drop off, really. But yes, that's where I'm going to leave it today. If you have enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and you see plenty more episodes of the F1-E mod and other F1 gaming videos as and when they come out. Until the next video, I'll see you next time. Take care, enjoy your day, and goodbye.